It's me, Renee. I'm back. So yeah, it's been a while to see my face, and not that I have to explain because it's a hobby, it's not a job. So you should be able to come and go as you please. But I still kind of want to explain. So the first week that I wasn't here, I was simply busy. It was just too much was going on, and I already used up all my pre-film stuff. So yeah, sometimes I'm busy and I don't have time to film more, or I can't film more, or don't want to film more. Um, I don't have anything pre-filmed. That's how it is sometimes. So yeah, it was just supposed to kind of be that week. But then the week after that, I got a cold that would not let go at all. At all. It was quite annoying. It's still, I would say, maybe a teeny bit of percent still there. And then you might think like, oh, you have a cold. How are you, Renee? How are you? Well, uh, because of the times we're living, this pandemonium, I did do the corona test now 2 weeks ago. No, last week. 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I did do the test. Luckily, it was negative. But yeah, the cold didn't really want to. Yeah, that was actually 2 weeks ago. But yeah, but the cold still kind of sat in my body for a while. And now I would say like I'm more or less finished with it. I cough maybe once or twice a day. I suppose you could say like that doesn't have to be the cold. No, but yeah, I still have a teeny tiny bad throat. It's just so small that I'm not really gonna bother like thinking about it. It'll go away. I mean, I've had much worse. At the worst of this cold, my head hurt. I was just blowing my nose non-stop, and I was just feeling awful. Now I'm not feeling that bad. And yeah, and as you can see from the title, this is my a bit eurovisionathon wrap up. Also, might be something else. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do 2 videos in one or may make them one video. Anyway, it's gonna be my wrap up anyway. So yeah, eurovisionathon. So I heard about eurovisionathon this year. I heard about it in the beginning of April, and the eurovisionathon lasted from the 17th of April till the 22nd of May. Uh, so I just had like a few weeks to like get ready for it, and I've kind of also noticed that sometimes I go all in for readathons, and then I just kind of end up being a bit burned out, or just kind of feel like, oh, it's just too much. And like last year, I did all the readathons, and it was fun, but this year I kind of done something conscious to like not be so full on with the readathons. Like I might do a readathon, I won't really think too much about it. And yeah, I've tried to do that this year. Eurovision fun sounds so fun, so I tried to do all the books, and like I had a lot of plans for Eurovision fun, and in the end it didn't end up that well. Though again, it's a real fun. It's supposed to be fun, so I shouldn't be ashamed of be ashamed of not doing perfect. But like, what is perfect in a read fun? If you're reading just one book for read fun, you've managed the prompts. So I mean, yeah, if you just finished one book, that's kind of you should be happy with that. And yeah, I suppose just sometimes kind of this whole like idea that you have to do. Well, I suppose at least for me, it's kind of I'm thinking like, okay, so there's so many books that I want to read, and they fit perfectly for me to read fun. So then I kind of pressure myself to read those books, and then yeah, the pressure kind of gets to me, and just kind of like, and then kind of ends up being not ideal. But yeah, honestly, when I look back on the Eurovisionathon, I'm not mad at all. I'm not. I managed to read from uh what did we 9 countries. Well, 10 depending on how you ask, how you count it. But yeah, 10 countries. That's not too shabby at all. Yes, Eurovision has a lot of more countries, but like it's supposed to be fun, and I'll probably I think I'm probably will continue and do eurovisionathon next year as well because it was fun. And next year I'll probably, hopefully, be less stressed or stress myself less about it. And yeah, and now yeah. Also, yeah, I'll link the videos because I did talk about to do updates through the through the through the month for Eurovision. But I'll just talk slightly about them now. Uh, as I always said, kind of in the title, in the like, it's kind of in symbolism. In I mean, Eurovision wrap up. I'm gonna be talking about the Eurovision and like what about. Kind of obvious, but yeah. So yeah, first one I'm just gonna go for the countries that I did end up reading from. I did England, Netherlands, France, Denmark, Austria, Iceland, Scotland, Italy, and Malta. Scotland, it's kind of like on the nose of Scotland. It's kind of, I suppose it doesn't count because Scotland don't participate in Eurovision. The UK does. I'm not really sure how often a Scottish singer has been participating singing for the UK. But yeah, anyway, it's kind of weird because I mean Scotland is its own country, though it's also under the UK. So, and Eurovision is supposed to be countries around Europe, but well, and Australia. But yeah, what have you. Anyway, I read a book set in Scotland, so I counted it. Okay, I did. Counted. And also, don't really think I finished it. No, yes, I did. I'm not quite sure. But yeah. So yeah, let's get to the books that I finished. I have them here on my phone. Let me check out. So, that's not where I was. Blah 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 blah. Blah. One moment. Yeah. So technically, I read quite a few books. I didn't read. I didn't read only 10 books. Only 10 books. 10 books during a month. It's good. I read more than 10 books. Uh, but I read quite a few books that works for England, for example. So yeah, for example, in a bit. Sorry. Yeah, still have a slight bit of a cough. But yeah. So for example, at the beginning of eurovisionathon, I didn't start, but I finished The Body in the Library by, let's say, by Miss Marple by Agatha Christie. It's being set in the UK and also the author being from England. So yeah, that checks off that. Uh, as I said, I finished it, so I suppose yeah, I didn't read the whole book, but I finished it during the Eurovision run. So yeah, so you know that. The first whole book I read during Eurovision fun was The Netherlands in a Nutshell: Highlights from Dutch History and Culture by Frits Oostrom. It was published by Amsterdam University Press, so you kind of know from that it's supposed to be very good. And yeah, it was great quality. It was just kind of 118 pages, but still, like, so it was. It's yeah, kind of, I suppose, in a way summarized the Netherlands in a way. So it both had like, each page had a picture and then 2 pages of text, and it could be a picture of uh, Dutch painter. It could be a picture of a Dutch important date, like the Constitution, or like, yeah, wars and stuff like that. So it was both places, but um, also dates and also persons. PPP, no, places, persons, no, dates is not peace. Yeah, oh yeah, no, places, persons. Yeah. Anyway. And yeah, it was very interesting. I learned quite a lot from it. I'm gonna. You're probably gonna ask me like, what did I learn? Oh, you're not quizzing me. I'm not gonna be able to put in spot like that. But yeah, it was a good book. I would definitely think that I'm definitely kind of cross my fingers that yeah other university presses around the world do the same, because like felt like such a great introduction really to Netherlands. And yeah, so that was nice. And then I also yeah, quite a lot of these books were actually audiobooks, but yeah, as this next one is. So The Maze of Bones by Rick Riordan, the first in 39 Clues series. I listened to the audiobook. I think it was just like, no, this one was 6 hours. The next one was shorter, but this one was 6 hours. So this book, it starts in the US. I would say maybe like 6% of it is in the US. A lot of it, because it begins in Boston, and then I go to New York. Anyway, it begins in two places. Begins in two places. The beginning of the book takes place in two different places. Like first they go to this town, Boston, and then they go to another town, and then they go to Paris, and then end up going to. Then they end up in Munich. No, in Austria. Yeah, they end up in Austria, so they travel a bit there. Um, yeah. So this one I'm going with Austria from this book. And yeah, The Maze of Bones by Rick Riordan is the first in 39 Clues book. Just gonna talk a bit about the book as well. First in the 39 Clues book. First in that series. So the idea is, okay, the starting point is that these two siblings, their grandma dies. So they're going to her, what's it called again? Sorry, blanket funeral. And here, their grandma has a lot of family, and they're all invited. And the grandma was very rich, very influential. And so at the funeral, they get noticed that they should go to this meeting. They go to this meeting, and they're told they could either take a check at $1 million and then to kind of be happy, or they could try to participate um in this words again race. What they search for clues race. It's like but like when you got a clue, starting with a clue, and then you got another clue, and then you got another clue, and then at the end you get a prize. I'm blanking out, and I can't bother to figure out. It's not fun. A race, clue race. No, you understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, and yeah, I like this prize at the end of the race. It's kind of, it's not really told what its price is, but it's just like the prize will make you the most influential person in the world, in the history of the world. That's quite huge. Because of this, also, a lot of people are like very much wanted for different reasons. But yeah, so there's a big competition going on, and from the get go, the siblings are assassinated by their families because they all want the same prize. And yeah, I can get like wanted to stop them from getting the clues and stuff, but some of these people are saying like, kill them. So some of them want them out of the way, and some of them say like, just kill them. They're one the first person to figure out. And yeah, that's quite dramatic, really. Being assassinated or attempted assassinated by your family. Yes, these are like fourth, fifth cousins, but still, and like the main characters, 14 and 12, so not all at all. So yeah, it's kind of macabre in a way. Yeah, kind of dramatic. I suppose it's in a way down brown for kids, but I suppose not for kids because very, very. I mean, in the first book, they're in very many nearly death situations, just in the first book. And this series is like I think it's 9 books, and then I think there's 2, maybe 3 spin-off series. So they go through a lot. And also, they don't really have that much going for them because they don't really know that much. A lot of the family are rich; they can have opportunities and stuff like that. These 2 main characters don't. So yeah, it's kind of baffling in a way, like how everyone wants to kill them, and yeah, it's kind of dramatic, really. But yeah, so they go traveling around because these clues take them around the world, first around Europe and then around the world. During eurovisionathon, I listened to the first 2 books, and yeah, so Mace Bones is the first one. Second one is One False Note, where they go around Austria because of Mozart. They also go to Italy because of opera, like opera things. It's been a while, so I remember now. Well, been a while. It's been 3 weeks, but yeah, a little while. And yeah, I would say I enjoy them both, but I would say definitely Rick Rider's other books are better. Though he just wrote the first book, he didn't write the second book. But yeah, it's not a bad series, but at the moment I think it's gonna be a series I pick up every now and then, but it's not really gonna be a series I have read every day or every week. It's not that kind of series really. And yeah, for this one I'm going with using, well, was this one could also be Italy. No, actually I'm using France for this one because they're in France. Well, yeah, I'm using France for it. So yeah, then I also read Gunnar, How I Became the Mayor of a Large City in Iceland and Changed the World by Jon Gunnar. So in 2010 there was this mayor of Iceland, sorry. Yeah. This mayor of Reykjavik, he used to be a stand-up comedian and then he became mayor. And, like, everyone talked like, huh? The mayor uh, in Reykjavik is a stand-up comedian? So different, so weird. Although I suppose before that we've had Berlusconi and we had Ronald Reagan, so you already have people that's kind of that doing politicians' jobs, but still kind of interesting. This guy also being a lefty, being cool, that being nice, and yeah, this book I very much enjoyed. It was just 180 pages, so not long at all, and it's kind of comprised of small letters, interviews, and stuff like that. It's not like a long book. It's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of compilation more of different stuff. And yeah, I would say, like, if you want to learn more about Iceland, because I definitely did learn more about Iceland. If you want to learn more about that person, read it. If you like biographies, read it. And yeah, sorry. Then yeah, actually did finish it. Yeah. Then I read the Bookshop on the Shore by Jenny Colgan. This being the one set in Scotland. And this has the protagonist. She goes to Scotland and she gets a job as a nanny, and things happen and romance pursues and stuff happens. It's quite a good book, and yeah. Then kind of fun in a way. I started One Night in Italy by Lucy Diamond on audiobook. I didn't like the narrator at all, so I switched up and switched up to read it in pocket form. Oh, sorry, in paperback form. I say pocket Norwegian, but yeah, in paperback form. And yeah, it was delightful. I loved it so much. I kind of felt like I was in Italy, and I was kind of like you kind of was lots of different descriptions of Italian food, and all the different characters was so interesting. And yeah, so most of the book takes place in England. It doesn't really take place that much in Italy, but still, it was just kind of atmospheric and nice and warm, and I loved all the different characters. And yeah, a very good book. Then finally, I read The Shameless Daughter by Lena Cohen. Yes, I've been talking about rereading this for ages, at least a year, and yeah, finally did. And yeah, it was just as amazing as I read like many years before. It's a book I've been reading. Well, I've reread many times because one of my favorite books. Yeah, it's just an amazing read book. It's a middle grade high fantasy series, and it's kind of curious because I kind of noticed that it's been a while since I read this book, well, reread it, because often when I reread a book, I feel like open up like, oh yeah, this thing, and oh that guy and that guy. This time reading this book, I was like, I don't remember this. I don't remember this. I don't remember this. Not in like I don't remember this being that bad. It was just like I just didn't remember stuff, but it was still a very enjoyable reading experience. I just loved it so much, and yeah. Actually also end up picking up second book in that series. So yeah, I suppose I mean can only count one of them. But yeah, I did read them both. And yeah, I also end up listening to The Mysterious Affair of Styles by Okoporo by Agatha Christie on audiobook as well. And yeah, so this one also takes place in England. Though Urkel is from Belgium, so it's a good country with Belgium. Couldn't do that. Yeah, I'm just going to use that as England. It's Belgium. Because why not? So I now have another country. I like it that the countries are so loose. It's not like it has to be set very much in a country. It's by a person from that country and blah, blah, blah. It can be a bit more loose. But I like how that's, yeah, that's it's not that strict. I like how that's a very cool way of doing it. Yeah. And then lastly, well, so on the 22nd of May, which is the last day of eurovisionathon, I read a short story set in Ireland. Sadly, I kind of realized after I've finished it with it that it's 96 pages, so since it's not 100 pages or more, it doesn't count. But it's set in Ireland, so I'm just gonna mention it. Um, you might ask yourself which book I'm talking about. I'm talking about Apo- Apocalypse of Kings by Skullugger Peasant by Derek Landy. This Skullugger Peasant story. It's 5.6, so it's set after book 5, before book 6. It has a new character in it, though it's not a character you meet afterwards, so it's kind of one way character, like one time character. Yep. I end up reading Seasons of War the week after, but yeah, not in eurovisionathon. So yeah, I would say all in all I was good. I've read quite a few books that I very much enjoyed. I didn't read non-stop. That was because my health and I had bad. I didn't really have that good time because well, the good time. I was busy, as I said. But all in all, I would say like reading around 10 books in like during 4 weeks. I would say that's not bad at all. That's quite good. A lot of people read just 10 books. Well, 10 books in a year. So reading that sorry, in 4 weeks. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Quite satisfied. Now I kind of want to talk about a bit about Eurovision, like the night itself, the big final, or big final. Yeah, the final of it. And yeah, Helen, and if anyone's watching this that are from the that are either British or you very much enjoyed that song, yeah, I want to give you a hug because Embers did not deserve getting 0 points. It got 0 points. Was the only song that got 0 points of all the songs. All the other songs got some points, and Embers by James Newman got 0 points from both the jury and the people at home. So don't know, that's kind of wrong because I actually voted on him once, so he actually got one vote, though so it doesn't count apparently. But yeah, I like that song. I really much did. I think there was lots of other songs from Eurovision that kind of deserve less. Like for example, that song from Austria. I can't recall it. I think it was Austria. There's one song that was just so slow, like I can't remember you will. Yeah, it wasn't that, like it was just so slow. That song it was just so boring and uninteresting at all. And yes, I do have to say that Embers by James Newman. It's not it's not rocket science. It's not the most new amazing song ever, but it was entertaining. I liked it. As I said, it deserved more than 0 points. And yeah, it just saddens me that once again you got 0 points, England. You've gotten some bad Eurovision years there. You haven't won since like the 70s, have you? Don't think you have. So yeah, that's a bit sad. Um, Also during Eurovision, I was watching. I was kind of very at least like sorry during the votes when the votes was counted. I was like still like okay, who's getting points? Who's getting points? I was kind of baffled a bit that Iceland didn't get more points. They didn't get zeros, but I kind of felt like they would end up at second or third. I think maybe Iceland end up at like sixth place, so that's kind of sad. Kind of feel like they deserve more as well, but they do. Iceland is on everyone's favorite list, so they have recognition. They have fame now, so I suppose they can't complain really. And then also, yeah, when France and Switzerland was in like at one point, they were like the jury gave Switzerland the win. It was like Switzerland. I wasn't that into it at all, really. I like other songs much more than Switzerland's song. So yeah. So when the votes came in, it was like, oh, votes from people were like, yes, Switzerland is not gonna win. France, as was at one point winning. I was like, please, I don't want you to win. And Italy won, and yeah, that made me so happy. I think they definitely deserve the win. Also, them having a drummer being half Danish was kind of cool. I mean, Denmark being so close to Norway, so that's quite something I'm proud of. And yeah, so yeah, that's I suppose more or less my last thoughts on Eurovision and Eurovision. As I said, I'll link the other videos down below. And yeah, yes, this video end up being half an hour, so also I'm just kind of getting my throaty, so I'm just kind of stop there. But yeah, I'll see you soon. I definitely will. And yeah, also yeah, a little asterisk. So recently the sun is kind of come to Norway. It's been sunny. I suppose kind of June, kind of well in the Western Hemisphere. Often June means sun, but not everywhere. Not like in Iceland and stuff. Like in Norway, June is often what we get in June. Well, June is what we get in June. Sun is what we get in June. So yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I suppose probably we'll be reading a lot because we enjoying a book outside and stuff. How much are they filming and posting? I'm not sure. I know probably I want to try to film at least have one video month. Sorry, a week. But if I'll do 3 a week, I'm not sure. Maybe a rainy day comes and I'll film a lot, and then I'll have lots of extras. Might happen that. But yeah, if I'll do a lot of videos that's kind of fresh or like new to that day that I often sometimes do, I'm not sure. Maybe. So be aware of that. But yeah.